Get ready to talk hockey. Streaming from the Oilers Live studio. Subscribe or follow today.
Hey, it's Michael here with the first edition of the new Oilers Live podcast. Same old song, same old tune that everybody loves, but just feels a little different because I haven't done this format in a very long time. And I'm pleased to have as my guest today from DNVR Avalanche, Mr. AJ Haefele. Welcome back. You were on the pod a number of times a couple of years ago, but I haven't talked to you for a long time. How you been?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. I mean, I'm looking at this. Both the Oilers and the Avalanche have a little bit of a break before they play on Saturday. So I was excited when I had a chance to chat with you about the Avalanche. I did see, one of your posts on X, shades of 2001. And I'm thinking, oh man, I think the last time I talked to you, the Avalanche were tearing up the league. How you feeling right now?
Great. I mean, It's been a fun start to the Avalanche season. The lack of a Gabe Landeskog story, the lack of rampant injuries that are decimating their lineup. There's no Val Nichushkin drama. There's really their injuries, they have normal injuries, a second pairing defenseman, a fourth line wing, and your starting goaltender, but none of them really long-term injuries, just all right, here's a couple of weeks, honestly, it's been a delight. And the fact that they've lost one regulation game has made it much more palatable. They've lost 5 in overtime, so that's not great. Stop getting there. But if you're gonna lose a game, you'd rather lose a game in overtime than in regulation. That's fueling them, right? It's fueling a lot of their standing success right now. But they look great. They're fun to watch, and they're good, and their games are interesting. This no longer feels like right now, watching the Avalanche every day is a true champagne problem. Their fourth line center is this rookie who's maybe kind of stinky, and it's easy. It's a much easier version of watching the Avalanche than it has been the last couple of years, where it was just nonstop drama and uncertainty and a salary cap crunch that forced them to cut some corners, and all of the Gabe Landeskog stuff that sort of worked its way into it. And all of it was just this combustible mix of misery. And every time they would lose in the postseason, it was miserable. Obviously, it sucked, but there was also some relief from it of I'm free of this team. And then last spring wasn't that way. It was a big disappointment. They were really good and fun to watch, and it was a real heartbreaker certainly the way it went down, but that it went down at all was a bummer. So getting to watch this team to start the year is actually it's kicked back some of the that joy that I got of yes, when your team is in a contending window, you care about the postseason, and the regular season can sometimes get lost in that shuffle where you're just okay, great, but we have it's a 7-month thing that we all go through together. Try to enjoy this journey. And so the start to this year has me at least feeling a little more optimistic, and has reminded me that hockey's a pretty great sport.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I mean, look, we're a fan-based pod. We're a fan-based Heavy Hockey Network, fan-based Oilers all the way. Love the Oilers. I'm going to cheer against the Avalanche, anytime we play them. But I mean, there's no doubt looking at this team, the talent that's on there, right? It's just, it's ridiculous to look at, McKinnon and Cale Makar and, And I mean, as Oilers fans, we're lucky. We feel pretty lucky,
Yeah.
to have McDavid and Draisaitl. But I love watching guys like that. And what's your thought? I mean, now this is Nature's second year, right, with the Avalanche. Like he seems to be fitting right in, right?
Yeah, he looks a lot more comfortable. He got 30 games with the Avs last year,
Yeah.
and it was kind of a clunky fit for a long time. And it was like, is this really going to work? And then his postseason was a little uneven, and he doesn't have a good postseason history, so it left everybody kind of like going into this year. Uh, you you felt pressure. You felt like the Avs needed to sign him because what are you going to do? Are you going to make another big time deal like that? And then you're one step closer from going to a mansion in Mikko Rantanen to a paperclip and a bevy of draft picks and third liners that you're just like, wow, that was great decisions by us, fellas. And so there was pressure to sign him, but it made it so much easier for him to come out of the gate looking the way that he has and playing the quality of hockey that he has. He's not restricting himself strictly to just to the outside of the ice. He's actually getting into the middle parts of the ice. He's fighting a little bit more for uh, quality scoring chances. He's got a little more aggressive shooter's mentality. He's still terrible defensively and has a train wreck on that end of the ice. As is Nathan McKinnon, so that's a delight. Every time they're always on the ice together. So that's you want to know why they've lost 5 games past regulation. 3 of them have been overtime losses, and all 3 of them can be directly tied to McKinnon or Natchez doing something either dumb or lazy. So in 3v3, probably shouldn't play them together. At 5v5, they're absolute dynamite.
Yeah.
Watch. They give up a lot of chances, though. The Oilers are going to have absolutely no problems it won't even matter which line. No problems creating chances against the McKinnon line with
Yeah.
McKinnon Natchez. But
When they finish, they finish.
they get it back, though. I mean, they create
Yeah.
so what they do, but they give up some quality stuff too. So it's a real roller coaster, those guys.
Well, I wonder how much of that is trying to get the Hurricanes out of Natchez. Do you know what I mean? Like those first 30 games, like that clunky start that you talked about, right? Like just relearning the game in a faster method in a way that, the Avalanche play, right? I'm looking at this roster and something came up watching the Heavy Hockey podcast last night. They were talking about McDavid and like, when does he start that downward trajectory? I mean, have you been asking that question about McKinnon for a while? Like, he's 30 this year, right? Like, obviously he's not slowing down. He's clearly, lighting it up right now. What do you feel? Like, do you see any difference between him now and him 4 years ago? Or, what's the deal? What's going on?
Honestly, no. He's just sort of a pissed off dog rhino, like perpetually. So there's not much difference there. He's fanatical in the way that he takes care of his body. So I think that it's safe to assume that he's not going to have a rapid breakdown right away. Ask me, I'm sure we'll both be doing podcasts in 4 years from now. Ask me again when he's 34, man. And, we'll see where it's been. There are some things that you can look at and you could say, is this a red flag? Is this, it's only 14 games? Is this, last year he stopped shooting on the power play for like 3 months. He just stopped shooting. And it was like the prevailing theory, it was like a fun theory. I don't believe it to be true, but it was a fun theory that he stopped shooting because he was trying to prove Mikko Rantanen's worth and why the Avs should sign him by constantly feeding him pucks to try and get the points to tell management, sign him. And, that obviously has stopped this year. He's kind of back to like a normal Nathan McKinnon, which is, again, a delight to watch. He's a monster. I'm not worried about his decline that much. The 140 points 2 years ago is going to be an aberration, but him being in that 100 to 110 point range, I think that's where I expect him to be again this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's great. And as I said, watching McKinnon, watching Makar, Those guys are fun, definitely fun to watch. What line has surprised you? And I, keep in mind, like, I watch the Oilers religiously. If I get a chance to watch the
Yeah.
Avs, I watch the Avs. But I want you here tonight to kind of tell me, what am I looking out for outside of that sort of top line? Lekkonen's playing. It looks like he's playing the most minutes with Natchez and McKinnon.
Yep.
What other line should viewers be looking for there?
Well, I mean that second line has been Ross Colton, Brock Nelson, and Val Nichushkin, and like that line basically just alternates, having good games and then having kind of no showy games. Rarely do they have like a bad game, but they'll just be quieter some nights. But when they're on, like they were Colorado's best line against Tampa Bay 2 days ago. Fantastic, right? The line that is consistently excellent, doesn't always score goals. Did the other day, scored the game-winning goal against Tampa a couple nights ago. But the Landeskog, Jack Drury, Victor Olofsson line is, for my money, like quietly has to be one of the most underrated lines in the entire NHL. And as their third line, like Victor Olofsson's points per 60 at 5v5 this year, top 30 in the NHL. Gabe Landeskog hasn't scored a goal yet, and so like that's going to change. He did score one, and it was taken away on an offside challenge that pretty sure they got incorrect, but not gonna. We're not here to talk about officiating. Otherwise, we could just go all day.
We don't have that much time.
Yeah, Victor Olofsson's been really great. He's got 12 points in 14 games. Jack Drury is, I think he's at 5 points in 14 games, and Gabe Landeskog 4 points, and they're all assists. So it's not like an offensive line that is going to just like bury you in goals, but they're incredibly smart. They're much more physical than you would expect, with Jack Drury being a smaller guy, and Victor Olofsson has his reputation where he's been allergic to physical contact most of his NHL career.
Yeah.
Surprisingly effective in the checking role this year. He's been really good there, and his offense has been good from day one. The goals have only just recently started coming, but his offense, he has been dangerous from the jump. It's been a perfect fit with him there. So I would say that has become, and Jack Drury has really earned the trust of the Avalanche coaching staff. I love that third line. They have gotten like increasingly harder assignments as Bednar gets a little more comfortable saying, all right, let's see how this goes. Let's put them out there against top dogs and see if they can eat. And they've done well for themselves.
And how are you feeling? I mean, you bring up Bednar. How are you feeling about that? In Edmonton, we go through coaches like we go through underwear. It seemingly, every year and a half. I mean, even now, people are complaining about Knobloch, and we won't get into that. This is about, let's talk about the Colorado Avalanche right now.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on Bednar? I mean, he's, what's your thoughts on him? You like him? Like what he's doing? How he's promoting the team?
I like Bedsy more than not. He's got his cracks. There are some things that annoy me about. I don't think he does a great job using his goaltenders. He just seems to like fall in love with them. Oh, it's such like old school coach. Like, oh, my goaltender's playing like shit, but we won. We won 6-4, and all 4 goals were a joke, but we won. So like, guess who's playing the next night? So his goaltender rotations can be a little chaotic, and they're not my favorite. He's scared of young players at this point, which is just like, all right. I mean, such classic like cup contender nonsense where they're just like, we don't want to play a young guy unless they absolutely force us to. And there's been a little bit of that this year with Gavin Brindley on the 4th line, but like he's not a 4th line guy. Like it's such an odd fit. Anyway, I think overall with Bednar, it's good. He made his first ever coaching change, which is remarkable to say. 8. His assistants had been the same guys. It had always been Ray Bennett and Nolan Pratt. And they fired Ray Bennett in the offseason because he was the guy running the power play that completely just failed them in the series against Dallas. If they get one more power play goal in 4 different games of that series, they win the series. So it was a pretty bad throw from that unit, and somebody had to go for it. Ray Bennett was the guy. Not a surprise. He's doing just fine with the Islanders. He's a good coach. He's produced a lot of top 10 power plays in his career. He would fall guy, though. They brought in Dave Haxtell. Dave Haxtell sucks at this. The Avs power play has been awful. It physically pains me to watch it. It is the safest time for me to get up and go to the bathroom or to get a drink or to do something, because I know I've got it. It's better than a commercial break. I've got 2 minutes. I've got time. I'm not even gonna miss shots on goal. Their process is horrible. They're not creating dangerous scoring chances. They're not going hard to the net. They're not shooting. Nothing. It's one thing when a power play is playing well, but not scoring. That's hockey. Sometimes that happens. You just go through those spells. No, this is not hockey. This is incompetence. So it's been a very different story. And their power play their ranking is, I think it's like 17th or 18th. It's boosted by a four goal game that they had. They have 4 power play goals. They went 4 for 6 in the game against New Jersey that was in Denver 2 weeks ago. It's boosting those numbers. So anybody that's looking at their team numbers and saying it's not so bad, no. No. That is false prophet right there. It is. Those numbers are lying to you, because that the power play is awful. It hurts to watch. Their process was a lot better against Tampa Bay the other day. They scored a goal. They deserved to score a goal. They played awesome. All right, that's one night. Like, let's see how this goes. So I'm beyond the point of giving them any leeway or benefit of the doubt when it comes to that unit. So that's. I know you asked me about Bednar. Now I'm just whining about the power play. But that's
it's all related.
It's all related. The number one thing that plagues the Avalanche right now is that all of their 5v5 work is good. Their shot suppression is great. Their shot generation, their scoring chances, high danger chances, offense and defensively. They're top 5 in all of that stuff. They're a top 5 penalty kill team. The one thing it makes no sense. They're horrible on the power play. Horrible. And when they go 0 for 4 tonight, tomorrow night, 2 nights from now, whenever the Avs and Oilers play, when they go 0 for 4, just remember this little mini rant of mine, because they're horrible.
Yeah. Are they drawing lots of penalties too?
They are. They have had a couple of games of they went through a 4-game stretch where they had 3 or 4 power plays. It was nothing, right? And so
they've had their paces on it. They just haven't put it together.
They've had some games recently against Carolina. They had 8 power plays. They scored once. Wow. Against New Jersey again, they had 6 power plays. They scored 4 times. I want to say if I had to, without looking at a number, I would say roughly they should be averaging right around 4 power plays per game.
Yeah.
So they're doing just fine drawing calls, as always.
Yeah. And McKinnon's great at that, right? He's just so strong on the puck. And,
Oh yeah, he's strong. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. Whiny too.
So whiny.
Yeah. All the great guys are, right?
Totally.
At some point they get accused of that.
It's no knock. Let's just be real about it.
He's
so whiny. That dog loves to bark.
Well, we'll be watching for that for sure on Saturday night. So I see Wedgwood's been getting most of the minutes in net, as you said. Bednar likes to ride his goalies. Clearly that's his horse for the season. He's looked pretty decent, looked pretty good, or is this all good defense? How are you looking from a goalie perspective? And you think he's getting the start on Saturday?
I do. I think he'll play against Edmonton. Mackenzie Blackwood was hurt. He only played his first game of the season last weekend in San Jose, where the Avs lost in overtime.
Yeah, in overtime.
And Blackwood wasn't great. You don't look at those goals and you're not like, oh my god, it's a laugher, but you also don't look at him going, oh wow, that's amazing. Made Phil Kurashev look like an all-star. Anyway, Blackwood's just working. He's just come back, so he's still working his way into it. He had no preseason. He had surgery in May, so it was a long recovery process. So he didn't play in the preseason. He hasn't gotten any action yet. So that's, I think, the number one reason why you're going to see Wedgwood on Saturday. I'm guessing, but I'm assuming it's going to be Wedgwood on Saturday, and Blackwood on Sunday when the Avs go to Vancouver to take on the Canucks. And Wedgwood has done great. He's had, I want to say 3 games where he's just been booty. Just bad. I mean, he's not had a good night. But otherwise, like the Avs defense has been really good. They haven't asked a ton of him, but it's been that like dream scenario of he's not giving away an easy goal. He's not giving up the freebie. He's not giving up the soft goal. It's just like both Tampa Bay goals that were scored the other day were great individual plays by Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point. You can live with that stuff. And he gives up 2 goals to those guys. Those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get upset about that. He's not giving away goals. He was really, really good against Vegas in his start before that in Vegas. He started out like gangbusters, and he's dropped off a little bit since then. Like, he's Scott Wedgwood. Like, come on. But he has done what I would say more than what you would want. Like what you would expect your backup goalie to do, starting 12 of the first 14 games. He's been really, really solid, and his numbers do suffer from the old, like, he's not giving up 3 goals in every single night, but when he gives up the goals, he's giving up 4 goals. He gave up 4 goals in the first period against Carolina, and the Avs lost that game in overtime, and he was terrible.
Yeah,
and like that stuff like absolutely sinks you.
So, but he's getting run support too. I mean, the Avs are,
yes, they're not having a problem scoring goals.
Yeah, I mean that's. I was going to say that's great to see. It's not from an Oilers point of view. What about Brent Burns? I mean, he's playing second pairing, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a 40-year-old guy. He's thoughts so far. I mean, maybe they just kind of answers that, but you've had him now for a few games. I guess you get a bit of an idea of what what he's capable of, and
he's a fun player. He's really good defensively, like clearing out in front of his own net. He can't skate anymore, so that's not great. He
noticeable.
Yeah, he looks like the SS Brent Burns out there. Like, it's watching him turn, it takes, you can time it with a sundial at this point in his career. Like, it's slow, man. It's not great, but he loves to shoot. He gets the puck, and as soon as the puck is on his stick, it's off it. It's either it's a shot pass, or he's throwing it to somebody. He's still really good with breaking the puck out of his own zone. He's still really good leading a break. The things that he's been good at for a long time, he's still pretty good at. He can't really shoot anymore. He's not really even trying at this point. Like, he's not attempting to score many goals by shooting. He's shooting for rebounds and tips, and the shot pass is like a favorite thing in the world. So he's not really like shooting to score a goal himself anymore. If we see 5 goals from him this year, I'll be pretty satisfied. He is playing that second pairing. Sam Girard has only played 2 games, so the second pairing has been Josh Manson on the left, Brent Burns on the right. If you're familiar with those 2 players, you might think, wow, that sounds a little chaotic. You would be correct. Their good games are unreal. They look awesome. Their bad games, you're just like, oh my God, this is... Every time they get on the ice, you're like, which one of them's going to get a little wild this time, right? Like, it could be a lot, man. But no, Brent Burns has been a good find. He's made their defense better. He's way better than Ryan Lindgren, who is essentially the guy that he replaced on defense.
And you got to think he's a good locker room guy.
Oh,
right?
Great.
I mean, Brent's been around for a long time. Yeah.
I was in Denver for the preseason and was in the room and was just chatting some guys up, and they love that guy. They took to him immediately.
Yeah, I could totally see that. And maybe you answered my question, but I was going to ask, if you're, every team's got that guy that, like for us this year in oil country, I mean, there's a couple guys. The Oilers haven't had a great start to the season, but Bouchard is the guy right now that's kind of getting kicked outside of net, which is Skinner. Skinner's
Of course.
been there. But people are like grabbing their heads, pulling out their hair, saying "boosh, boosh," right? Like what are you thinking? On defense, who's that guy? Whether it's forward, defense, that everybody's on in Avs country right now.
I think it's just Brock Nelson, because the last productive second line center that the Avalanche have had was Nazem Kadri in 2022.
Yeah, and
he had
Nelson's
an
got
80
a good salary, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's making $7.5 million. The Avs kind of got ahead of that and then watched as a bunch of other guys took way less money than that, and it felt a little not great. The thing with Nelson, though, is that he's been playing in a lot of situations. He's been playing a lot of defensive situations. He's playing a ton of minutes, and he fought in the Civil War, so he probably should not be getting the usage like that. But really, he is. He's played. I've really liked his game for the most part. Offensively, he's missing some of the aggression. He's missing some of the go to the net, shoot the puck, simplicity in his game. We've seen a lot more over the last I want to say 4 or 5 games, and the production has started to come. If he can do a little bit more of that, they will be fine. But Brock Nelson, with Sam Girard on the shelf, Brock Nelson is the guy that Abs fans are going to spend all their time whining about. But it's when Sam Girard comes back, it can be a much more even split between Sam Girard and Brock Nelson.
And what's the expectation there? Do you know?
For Nelson?
Yeah.
Or
Girard.
No, Girard I think is traveling with them this weekend.
Okay.
But I think he's supposed to return in the next week. He's right on the cusp of return.
Yeah. Any and this is not so related to the upcoming game Saturday, but you're 13 games in. In oil country, we hope that we haven't seen the true Oilers team yet. How do you feel about this Avs team? Is it too early to get excited, or you think this is legit what you got and it's going to be a hell of a season? What's the wind telling you?
I think it would be hard pressed for me to believe that they're going to play 750 hockey all season long. But I'm not on my show, so my hype isn't going to be quite as well received here as it is in my space on the internet. But for my money, I think that they're going to win the cup. I think they're unreal. They're deeper than they have been since 22. They play a more physical style. They play a much stronger two-way style. They're really good. On the wings defensively, they take care of business better than they have in a long time. Their defense moves pucks. It still produces. It's still a high-scoring defense as it has been for a long time. But defensively, they're taking care of their own zone a much better way than they have. They like both goaltenders. Both goaltenders are good. I mean, they're really, really, really good. I think the Western Conference Final is Colorado against either Vegas or Edmonton, whichever one wins the Pacific Division death match.
I mean, right now it's not looking so hot in oil country. I don't know if you've been following along, but I mean, and that's a typical sort of beginning of the season.
Yeah,
they're really struggling though to find an identity right now, and you're going to find that on Saturday when you watch. I mean, it terrifies me to hear that the favorite play from Brent Burns is a shot pass, because that seems to be something that Skinner just can't seem to read. So we're in a little bit of trouble there if Brent Burns figures that out, and he's been around long enough to understand, and done enough
do it
scouting
6 times, man. Yeah. Every time he touches the puck, buddy, it's happening.
Let's hope Skinner's ready for that.
I'm hoping he's not.
Yeah. He's not. No, he's not going to be. It's troublesome in Edmonton right now. I mean, goaltending's not look good, and the guys. It's hard to say. and the guy said it last night on the Heavy Hockey podcast. Like, it's hard to say McDavid's not doing McDavid things when he's, leading the league in points. But he's not. He hasn't yet looked. He's had a couple games where he's looked exceptional, but he's not shooting the puck very well. And it's still, don't get me wrong, it's still fun to watch McDavid any given night of the year. But there are times when he's on fire. There's just no denying just how good that guy is.
He's one of one.
Yeah, he really is. And and that says something coming from somebody who follows, McKinnon and Makar all the time, and two guys that I often say could be in that conversation, at any point. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year, and looking forward to these Avs games because they're real sort of right now with the way you're going. I mean, it's kind of one of those games that might be able to wake the Oilers up, right? One loss in 13. I mean, that's pretty big.
Just give those 2 points on over, and the Avs can get out of Dodge. And your problems are your problems. You don't ever want to be a good team's get right game. You don't ever want that.
100%. Now, any concerns for the season? Like, I mean, in oil country, we're talking about November being absolute hell. They're, 80,000 miles travel and big road trips and just this terrible schedule. That's because of the Olympic year, right? Like, this is all messed up. You said earlier, fewer injuries so far. Like, how do you feel about? Because it's going to be sacrilege. I might even get shamed for it in the chat. But I'm not like I love Olympic hockey. I really do. But I don't love the fact that this is how they do the season. It's just so compressed and it's terrifying me. And a couple of great players from Edmonton are going to be playing in the Olympics, of course. So, they're not just playing an 82 game season. Right? Like, how do you feel about that? I mean, obviously Makar and McKinnon are going to the Olympics, right?
I'm worried that I think the final tally, they're going to have McKinnon, Makar. I don't know that Taves has been good. He hasn't been exceptional, so I don't know if he goes. I don't know if he makes that team. Landeskog and Lehkonen are both going to be going, so there's at least going to be 4 guys that the Avs are sending to the Olympics. Marty Necas is going to go for Czechia, so 5 guys.
Absolutely.
I don't think that there was like Brock Nelson's kind of like on the periphery for Team USA. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Team Canada is going to do for their goaltending. But I'm assuming Mackenzie Blackwood is not going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, and like if Victor Olofsson has a crazy year, does he sneak on to Team Sweden? Like, I don't know. So I'm going through this just to say the Avs are going to be well represented at the Olympics, and it's something that we are also like. It's not. They don't have 3 weeks off. All those guys don't have a 3-week break. They're all going to go play 5 or 6 international games, right? Which doesn't sound like a lot, but you've got 82 games there. Then you've got, let's just say, 6 international games. So now you're up almost to the 90. You've played a couple of preseason games. Now you're at 90. Now you have an entire postseason. If you go deep, that's another 20. You're looking at a 110 game season.
Yeah.
What are the chances that these guys are all going to stay healthy enough to still be any good by the end of it? Some of them will, but the majority of these guys are going to be the walking wounded come the end of it, and the compressed schedule does nothing to increase that quality of play. Now, me as strictly a viewer, I don't care. The Olympics are worth it.
Yeah.
It's not my body on the line, so it's incredibly easy and selfish for me to say that, but it's not. The Olympics are worth it. They are the ultimate competition, the ultimate international competition, the ultimate bragging rights, like the World Cup, the Four Nations, WJCs. All of that is child's play. They're cute. They're fun. We get into them. Nothing can top United States versus Canada in the Olympic Games.
That's true. Yeah.
There's just nothing like it. I love all my Canadian peeps. It's fantastic country. It's a wonderful country. Have loved all of the time that I have spent there. Great, and I wish you nothing but the worst come the Olympics.
Good to hear. I'm all right. I'm all right with a good rivalry. Hey AJ, you know what? It's been great to have you back on the new old format, if you will, of Oilers Live. Always fun to have you. I love that, talking to you every time. I know hockey. I know the Avs. It's just great to hear. Obviously, be rooting against your team on Saturday. Hope for the Oilers to wake up and do something exciting. I'm not overly hopeful given given the situation and the way the Avs have been playing, but we'll see. Like I've always done, I give my guests the last word. I just want to say thank you and thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. There are people on X. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the Heavy Hockey channel. Oilers Live is back. This is the kind of format we're going to have, just short, quick hits with people around the league. Typically it might be about other teams. It might be about trends or, things that are happening around the league. But this is going to be what you're going to see from now on. Again, thank you, AJ. The way this works, I don't expect you to remember, but basically you get last word, say whatever you want. Hopefully it's not enough to get me kicked off the air. And when you're done, just say goodnight. And I hit the closing credits and we'll talk to you again soon. Yeah. Thanks, AJ. You're on.
I have absolutely no problem pandering, and I will just say I love Evan Bouchard. I think you guys are too tough on him. He makes the high profile mistakes, but oh my gosh, he is a lot of fun. And just from an outsider's perspective, go easy on my guy. Bouch is the man. So I also, you can follow me on Twitter at Return of AJ. You probably don't care about YouTube or anything like that because I'm just gonna talk up the Avs and all. Not love the Oilers that much, so you don't have to. You don't have to get too. We don't need to pretend like that's gonna be a thing for y'all. So I'll just say I love Evan Bouchard, and hopefully your peeps will appreciate that. So with that, good night.